Hello, how you doing? Very interesting developments happening for me at the moment. I've been introduced to a lady working in for the strategy of domestic violence in my local council. So I know this is international, so government area, region, and here in the UK, the councils. Yeah, she's writing a strategy for domestic violence. The government's looking at domestic violence, how to minimise it, obviously, how to tackle it, and that's such a broad issue. And of course, it does encompass abuse, emotional abuse. So I'm, very excited to speak with her at some length about that, and how I could get involved. And speaking to her about that, I went along to a think tank day, which is very interesting. So there's three areas that she's looking at. Pre-recognition stage, when you don't know that you're being abused, which is kind of the purpose of this video and this blog. So please do help me raise awareness. The second one, in crisis stage, when people are being battered, being physically abused to the point of danger. So contact point might be hospital, for example. And the last one is recovery, helping victims and abusers over their situation, out of their situation if they can. And that's to three groups. Perpetrators, victims, and children. So huge brief, and for me very exciting. Now the think tank I went along to was for perpetrators, which to me is in many ways the dark side. Very interesting, and I'm very interested in your feedback on this one. It was what was going on here currently, what's going on in the States currently to help perpetrators, people that are the causes of domestic violence, the perpetrators of domestic violence. Most of this is filtered up through and collected through when the courts get involved with people that have caused bodily harm. Primarily targeted at men here in the UK. And it wasn't particularly inspiring for me to hear, yet there was one man that was, and it just shows what passion can do, how far passion can take you. Mark Coulter was his name, a fantastic man. He'd come from an experienced background, experiencing certain things, and he but never hitting, and he turned his attention first and foremost from abused men to victims to abusers, which is very interesting, and I'm fascinated to hear. He set up a group. He's a domestic violence prevention manager, and he's set up a website, do search it out, Strength to Change, funded by the NHS, National Health Service here in a region of the UK. Fascinating story. So percent rate at the end, the bottom line, percent rate change, about 20%. But it's interacting with people, getting men, about getting them to take responsibility for their actions. Fascinating how he's doing it. Great story, great passion. So I think that's an interesting thing. Do email me back about either questions or views on that. If you're being a victim of an abusive situation, what do you know that's currently going on for perpetrators, for the abusers? The next think tank that I'm also going to be involved in, I've been invited to speak at, is for victims. So I feel much more aware, so more to say. Thanks to you guys for giving me your stories and sharing your stories with me. So please do share those as well, and view to that one coming up. But I was fascinated. Fascinating story about how this guy and this passion has led to funding to help perpetrators to take responsibility for themselves, to then get help to change their behaviours. Certainly I'm focusing on that in terms of victims of abuse, but I hadn't gone there, and I think that's for me a difficult path to follow. Yet he's opened my eyes to that, and it's all about passion. So hopefully you can see I have passion for this. Yeah, I'm sure you do. So share your passion with me, please, if that doesn't sound too wrong. And yeah, interested in your feedback on that and your thoughts, particularly about the perpetrators. Can they be helped? I've done a previous video saying, can they change? I'd say only if they want to. People in his service come to him You can't take referral. They have to walk in. And there was a big marketing campaign that he did to attract people in a very poor society. Very, very interesting story. So maybe I'll share more on that later on. But I just wanted to get that one in, and it's very excited. I'm very excited to be involved in this debate, where perhaps I might be able to have more of an influence, more of a change. Okay, thank you very much. Keep your comments coming, and yeah, get involved in that debate with me. I'll be very interested. Thanks a lot. Bye.